Okay, so we have this XTM carburetor here. It's seized, like it won't open, like it's stuck. So what we want to do is get ourselves some denatured alcohol or 99% rubbing alcohol. You can even use nitro fuel if you want. I don't because it's so damn expensive here, like 50 bucks a gallon. So I want to hang around in there for a bit. Get yourself an old toothbrush you're never going to use again. You're also going to need some after-run oil. And just kind of clean it up as best you can. Clean the outside, clean the inside, whatever you got. If you got Q-tips, that also helps. Try to get off any of the rubbish that's on there. Another thing is you want to make sure this rubber boot is not torn or cracked or broken or missing. Usually within a few minutes, this dissolves the varnish and the carburetor will come free again. You can also use brake parts cleaner, that works good too. Sometimes you have to let it sit a little longer with brake clean, I noticed, but usually this works pretty good. So, like I said, it's usually heat in the yellow bottle. You can get it at your auto parts store. Denatured alcohol, methanol. You can even, like I said, use nitro if you want. So, oh, there you go. Now it's starting to move a little bit. Just need a little bit of time to dissolve. This has been sitting for probably about 5 minutes before I started the video. And I just decided I'd start filming, but work the slide back and forth a bunch. And that'll help to kind of clean off the varnished fuel. Odds are you're going to need to take the high-speed needle apart too. If I have enough space on my camera, I can do that. Alright, well that's good. It shouldn't, like if you push on it, it should automatically want to spring back a little and move freely without binding. Next, what you want to do, I mean this still needs a lot of cleaning, but put a couple drops of after-run oil. Don't use WD-40 because it can attack this and make it hard and make it crack or swell up like a balloon. So, kind of do that, work the after-run oil in, and it gets nice and loose just like it should be. This should never be hard to pull or push. Like if it's really hard to pull it or push it, there's something wrong. So next we're going to, I mean this whole carburetor is going to have to be taken apart. I mean it's got silicone on it and all sorts of fun stuff. So if I can find myself a flathead screwdriver, we're going to take the high-speed needle apart and show you how to clean that. I don't know if I have a pin in front of me anywhere. I might. So we're going to take the high-speed needle apart. Usually if you just grab them, sometimes they come loose. I don't have a wrench in front of me, or do I? I might have a... I did have a crescent wrench somewhere. Oh, there we go. Always recommend using the correct tools for the job. Don't be using pliers. Okay, note the orientation. There's going to be a gasket that goes on the bottom. And one that goes on the top. There's the top one. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're not. These ones appear to be the same. So next, we're just going to take out our high-speed needle. Note where the direction, or the, how far it was in. This one is basically level, so we're going to go back to level. It doesn't look bad in there. Don't know if I have a pin. I did somewhere. Or a pick. Oh, there's my pick. We'll use that. So get yourself a pick or a safety pin. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there. And, don't obviously shove anything through there. Don't be rough with it, but you want to make sure this hole is clean. And the holes here are clean. You want to make sure you can look or blow compressed air through here. Make sure all those parts are clean. Hose everything out really good with brake clean. Run a pin through there. Don't use welding tip cleaners because they're abrasive and they can actually change the size of this. And that might make your engine not run right. Make sure your needle is nice and clean. Make sure you can blow through everything. Yep. And, fucking tastes terrible. Anyways. So we're going to put this back together. Take some after-run oil, put it on the threads and the little O-ring there. It's good for it. Keeps them drying out. And our O-ring, or sorry, our high-speed needle sat flush, like that. So we're going to leave it there. That's a good starting point. We're going to put on our O-rings, put on our fuel nipple thing. Nipple. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Anyways, another thing is you also want to have, if you have compressed air, is clean in here, like hold the throttle open all the way and blow some brake clean or compressed air through here, and make sure you can see it spraying out of the inside there. That means the inside passage is clean. You don't need to remove the low speed needle when you're doing this. There's no fuel that passes through there. It only passes through the high speed and is just metered by the low speed. So make sure you note the orientation or of how it went before. This one I think was like that. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter because it's going to get taken apart completely again anyways. Take our wrench, and this, as soon as it's finger tight, just snug it. You don't want to over tighten this, because if you do, you'll strip this out and you're going to be using a lot of colorful language and be very pissed off at yourself to the highest level of pissivity. Okay, so everything's working perfect again. Give it another little kind of dot of after run oil. Work it back and forth a whole bunch. Like I said, pull and make sure, inspect your boot. I'm in Canada. I know some of you are going to laugh about that. A boot, we actually don't say that. Anyways, inspect it for any cracks, because like I said, what's going to happen is it'll start sucking air from here, not here. This way, not this way. So like I said, this, if it's torn or cracked or missing, that will cause tuning issues all over the place. And also make sure this one's missing, but there's supposed to be an O-ring that goes here. Make sure it's in good shape, and also make sure this O-ring, if it has one, is also in good shape. Make sure it's not dried or cracked or falling apart. Anyways, there's kind of how you get a stuck carburetor unstuck. There will be more videos later on, maybe today, so stay tuned, guys. Keep burning nitro as always.